everybody. My name is Sarah K. Regley, and today we are connecting. We are talking about college, and this is going to be the beginning of a series about all the different questions you have about college from someone who has started out going to school, came out of school, and now is starting her life as a young adult, and all the things that I wish I knew when I was making those decisions, and things to help inform you as to how to make those decisions. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Should I go to college? When you're in high school, college sounds like the be all end all, the entryway into adulthood. Very exciting. If you're anything like me, I heard so many different stories about what different people's experiences were like in college and how it was incredible. They made the best friends ever. They found the love of their life. It just sounded like had so many promises. And then having gone through college and come through the other side, there's some things that I wish that I knew, and I wish I'd shifted some of my expectations. So first of all, I want to get into the things that you should consider. Don't make a decision based off of how you feel. Don't make a decision based off of your parents' expectations. Make a decision based off of the steps that you want to take to become the kind of adult that you want to be. So first thing that you should consider is that college offers you an education. And if you finish it, a potential degree. That's what college offers you. Now, notice how I say that's what you get from it. What it will sell you on, though, college in their advertisement will try to sell you an experience and an identity. So if you notice on the brochures, they show you, looks of campus life and show communities of people hanging out. Oftentimes they'll talk about the different clubs and things that you can join, all these different things that you can be a part of. So in their advertising, they use that as something to try to get you to go to their school. So be mindful of this when considering that college is a business. It sells you an education, and if you have that education, that can open up doors for you potentially, or you can learn things that will help you open up your own doors, or help you meet people potentially that can also open up doors. But it isn't the be-all end-all, and is a very short time in your life. The second thing that you're going to want to consider is, what is your motivation for going? At least for me, I remember growing up, it seemed like that's just what you do. Like you go to college after high school. That is, for me, that was what I was told. I know for other people, your experience might be different. Maybe no one's ever gone to college in your family, or it's not common in your community. So this seems like a big, mysterious thing for you. For me, it was expected. That isn't necessarily a good reason for why you should go. So really analyze, what are your intentions on going? One, is it something your parents expect of you? Are you afraid you're missing out on something? Is there this imaginary experience that you think you may have from it? Do you think you're going to get the best friends? Do you think you're going to find the love of your life? Feel like that's the only way you have to freedom because you want to get out of the house and you're like, college, get out. Is not what's going on in your mind? There are a lot of different things that you're going to want to consider in that. And really write them down. Like, get out a piece of paper. Don't just think about it. Get out a piece of paper and write down, why do I want to go to college? Now, if you do know what you want to study and you have an aim goal and there's a school in mind that will really help you get there, maybe that is your reason. So be truthful with yourself. So the third thing that you're going to want to consider is, what is your area of study? This seems like a no-brainer, but oftentimes most 18-year-olds or 19-year-olds don't really know what they want to study. Many things will grow and change as you grow and change. However, if you are passionate about something and you know which direction you want to go, when you're looking into schools, what programs do they offer? If you're looking at opportunities, what do they have? Career opportunities. Some programs give you insights into certain companies or internship opportunities that really get you straight into the kind of work that you want to go into. Are any of those programs available to you? So one thing that you're going to want to consider, and no one likes to talk about money, but we got to talk about money, is, what does that income on the other side look like? Is there an average? Is it completely varied? There's so many different ways to earn money nowadays. It's incredible, but you really want to have an honest look as to, what does your potential job offer you. It's totally fine to make a lower income doing what you're passionate about, but you're going to want to be practical, as to think, hey, if this education costs me a lot of money, and if I have to take out loans that I won't be able to pay back, that's going to be really dragging on you for years and years and years after you graduate college. And I know for my generation, a lot of people just kind of threw that to the wind, got in the program they wanted and paid for it no matter what, and then they've been dragging these student loans and it's been preventing them from achieving other financial goals in their life. And I don't want that to be you. So make a smart, informed decision as to know what you want to do, how much you're probably going to make realistically, and adjust how much you spend for school to fit that income. Also, something to consider is that there are alternatives to 4-year degrees. Sometimes there's certificate programs. Sometimes if you just get experience in the industry, you can work your way up the ladder. There's a lot of things to consider, and know that college isn't the only path. So you listen to all this, and I'm sure to one extent or another, maybe people have already talked to you about all these things, but here's my advice from someone who's gone through the other side, and what I would want to pass down to the next generation of college goers. If you're not sure what you want to do, like you're 18, no one expects you to have everything all figured out. What I would ask you is, if you could do anything, and I mean anything that you want at the age of 37, what would that look like? What kind of difference do you want to make in the world? Oftentimes, we are faced with this huge wave of fear that overcomes us because we have our dreams of what we could be doing, and then we have our fears, and then we have our parents' expectations, and then we have whatever our friends are doing. And just for a second, really hone in on what you would want to be doing if all those other expectations dissipated. Because the reality is, you're an adult, and you're legally responsible as an adult, and you also have the freedoms to be an adult. So allow yourself to have those freedoms. And if right now you're looking at your piece of paper, you're about to write things down, and you're like, I still don't know what I want to do. What I recommend, get a job and start exploring. One, start exploring with the hobbies that you already have. If you want to get a head start and you think college truly is something, get some gen eds done at an affordable community college, just so you can get those out of the way, so no matter where you go, that's just that much less work you have to do later. You can get to know some more people, get yourself outside of what you were involved in. That's honestly, and from your job that you get, the reason I think working is so important is you learn about yourself in a way that any kind of education or going to school would ever teach you. You learn about yourself, and that's honestly what this phase is all about. It's about learning about yourself. So if you're in a position where you know what you want to study, but you're really questioning your decisions, it seems like a really big choice. You have your dream school, but you have the more affordable option, and you have what everybody else is doing. This is what I recommend you do. Number crunch your choices. So budget it all out. What are your resources, scholarships, grants? What is the remainder? How could you pay for that remainder? Could you work during school? Would it be impossible to work during school? Number crunch these things. And if you did have student loans at the other side, how much could you potentially be making in your job? And how much would those regular payments for those student loans be? Really take an honest look, because that is what you're going to be carrying afterward. Also, another thing to consider if you're weighing between programs, does your program help you break into your industry? Is because if that's truly what you want to do, and some programs will help you help squeeze your way into those industry jobs, it's definitely something worth considering. It's something that you should pursue. And number 3, do recognize there are many paths to having a successful career. We are in a generation where you can self-educate, and with this self-education, you can open up a lot of your own opportunities. You can start your own businesses. You can pursue your dreams right now. So don't think that college is the only option, and that's the only way to have a job or to have work that you genuinely care about. This is something my dad always told me, is if there's something that you're passionate about, is do it now. You don't need a piece of paper saying, I took some classes, to start doing what you're passionate about. With the exception of some, if you're trying to be a doctor, like don't be cutting into people or anything without being certified. But and what I mean by that is, if you want to go into journalism, start writing now. If you want to go into acting, start acting now. If you want to go into business, how can you build a business right now? There are so many opportunities, and you can start doing these things right now. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't pursue an education, you shouldn't continue, and I recommend that you do to whatever extent you feel like helps you along in your career, but there are a lot of jobs where you can just start doing them right now, and you don't need someone else's approval to get a jump on your life. And the last point that I want to make is that you are responsible for your own life. And as an adult now, you get to make choices, and you have the freedom to succeed, and you have the freedom to fail. And this is take ownership of it. Take ownership of this life. Take ownership of who you are and who you want to grow into. You don't need a college education. You don't need that experience in order to decide you want freedom and you want to move out. If you need to move out, move out. If you want to get a job, get a job. If you need to get a different job, get a different job. If you want to start a business, start a business. Take ownership of your life. Decide what you want to do and what you want to pursue, and map out the steps that you want to take. And the last thing I have to leave you with, don't be afraid to fail. Thank you everybody for watching, and my name is Sarah K. Regley. And let me know in the comments what other facets of college you would love to see a video about. I love helping people. I want to help you make choices that are going to help you grow into the kind of person that you want to be and pursue the work that is fulfilling to you. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see y'all next time. Bye!